Welcome to the product research module. The first video we're going to go over winning product criteria, and this is by Sebastian Escueda. I don't know why I put that there, but this is going to be just going over product criteria. I want to educate you guys essentially just on why certain products are good products, why certain products are bad products, specific niches to potentially look into selling, as well as some other ones that are not that good that you should probably stay away from. I'll show you guys a product that's a good criteria, like a great example. And so yeah, I'm just going to go through everything from pricing, the purpose of the product, all of that stuff. So the first stuff we're going to go over is going to be product pricing. Okay, so when you're looking for a product, and I apologize if I don't have a face cam on, I just didn't really feel the need to do that on these types of videos where I'm going through my computer. It's not really that big of a deal. We're just going over all of this info. So product pricing. For me, I'm looking to source products for 1/3 of my ideal sell price. This essentially just means if I'm going to sell a product for $30, I need to be able to source it for $10, and that's going to be including shipping to my customer. Now, the reason for this minimum 3x markup is just to make sure that you have good margins. Maybe having a 2x markup at a lower amount of daily ad spend works for you. However, once you scale, you may start to lose a little bit of your profitability. And if you are only doing a 2x markup most of the time, you won't make it. That's unless you have an extremely good ROAS and an extremely good product that sells really well, which again, that's an anomaly. I'm trying to set you guys up to where you have a bulletproof strategy to just continue to rinse and repeat. So ideally, again, you're going to need a 3x markup so you have good room for profit. Now keep in mind, 3x is the minimum. You guys can do stuff 5x, 10x, whatever is possible. I've done products 10x and I've succeeded. So it just, the bare minimum 3x markup so that you have sufficient amounts to profits. Now the next thing is pricing your product accordingly to your competition. A good way to do this is you can go on Amazon and look around. The only issue with that is a lot of the products on Amazon, people just fight to the bottom and actually keep lowering their price. I've sold products that are on Amazon for a lot cheaper. I've sold them on my site for a lot more, like a lot more money. I've priced them a lot higher. So yes, I know some people talk about like Amazon for finding their price, but most of the time Amazon has really cheap prices, and that's obviously a given. That's not why we're selling products to compete with Amazon. We are interrupting people when we're running paid ads. So we're just basically saying, hey, buy this product. It's such a good deal. So Amazon's a good start, but one thing I like to do is go on Google and go through products, whatever I'm looking for, type the product in, and then go to Google Shopping. From there, you'll basically see all of the people who are currently running ads for this product. And then you can get a good understanding of whatever product you're trying to sell, what people are currently selling the product at, and successfully because they're running ads. So most of the time, the top few products are actually going to be success, and they're going to be consistently selling the product, which will give you a good idea of what you can actually sell the product for. Now, I recommend selling products $20 and up. I would just suggest overall sticking to $20 and up. This will allow you to have sufficient room to actually spend money on ads. Facebook ads have gotten a little bit expensive. So again, I would suggest $20 and up, unless you're doing some crazy like strategy where you're doing free plus shipping and then upselling products or something like that. But most of the time, I suggest a $20 minimum. And high ticket is doable, $100 plus. $300, $500, $1,000. Don't be scared of selling high ticket. A lot of people are, and they think it's foreign territory, which it is, but it's not extremely difficult. It is a little bit harder than selling standard products for 40 bucks because you have customers that believe in your product and they want to make sure the quality is really good. So if you deliver on a bad product and they are not happy, you're going to get a lot of chargebacks and a lot of upset customers. But if you can do it right, you can have a lot of success with high ticket. So again, don't be scared. If you find a really good high ticket product, definitely get in on it. If you have good margins and stuff, take advantage of it, which is something I still do to this day. High ticket, it's not bad. The next thing is going to be product purpose. This one's kind of interesting. A lot of people just look at margin and then they are like, okay, I can profit on this product, let's sell it. But your product needs to have some sort of purpose. There's a psychological reason certain products sell better than others. Now, when you just offer a product up for people and you basically just say like, hey, this is a good product, buy it. Yes, you may sell a few products, but I'm going to almost guarantee you that your ROAS is not going to be good comparing that to a product that you offer to someone where they are essentially seeing the product and it's solving a problem in their life, it's making it something easier for them in their life, or it's extremely fun. When I say fun, I mean like games, gadgets, fidget spinners, stuff like that. They're all fun products. So I personally go for products that solve a problem. They sell a lot better. And usually when I'm selling products that solve a problem, I try to touch on a problem that a lot of people have. If I can do that, my potential customer reach, it's really large, so I can scale up quite high without reaching my maximum potential, which is awesome because most of the products I sell, there are going to be competitors. So if I'm selling a product where there's not that many potential customers and my target audience is small, I won't be able to confidently scale up fast and efficiently if I have competitors selling in the same niche. And again, if there's not a lot of customers, you really can't scale that high. So overall, just make sure you have a product and you pick one that has a good product purpose. This will pay off in the long run, even if it takes you a little more time to actually do the research on the product. Just make sure you find one that solves some sort of problem, makes something easier in people's lives, or does something. Just think of like stuff you buy in your life. Most of the stuff you buy is probably going to solve some sort of issue for you. That's kind of why most people spend money, because they see it being a need in their life, aside from a few things. But yeah, overall product purpose. The next thing is going to be examples of good niches for products. I just wanted to throw this in here to kind of touch on all of the niches I prefer to sell in. I'm basically giving you guys most of the niches I'm in. So any sort of posture or massage related product, this is an amazing area to sell in. Reason for this, it's a lot of older people, so 30 plus. It's not really old technically, but it's older. It's not like we're selling to 18 to 25 year olds. So older people usually struggle with body issues, which is amazing for us. Not amazing for them, but it's amazing for us because older people, they have money, they make money, so they have a job, which means they have money to spend. So if you offer them a product that's $50 or $100, that's not an insane amount of money for them to spend on a product if you can sell the product in a way to let them know that the product is amazing and they are missing out on this product by not having it in their life. They essentially need to be convinced that they really need the product in their life, and without it, they are suffering, basically, because you're selling a product to solve some of their body issues. So that's number one, really good niche area that I like to sell in. Now, the next is going to be skincare accessories. Reason for this, women spend a ton of money on makeup, skincare routine stuff, skincare gadgets and tools and all that. And there are so many cool products in this area that sell really well. A good one was the pore vacuum, or the pore sucker, the pore, I don't really know what you would call it, pore cleaner, that you could vacuum out like stuff on your nose. You just press it against your nose and rub it all around, and it would suck out the stuff that's in your pores. So that was a really good product. There are so many other ones that work extremely well in the skincare area, skincare accessories, skincare gadget. All of those products tend to sell really well just because you're selling the product and it's solving a big problem for people. I've sold one in the past that was a blemish / tattoo removal pen, sold really well. I targeted people that were applying for jobs and stuff like that, like job applications. And that was solving an extreme problem in people's lives where they had tattoos that they wanted to remove so that they could apply for a job. So that was an overall skincare accessory, but I sold it based off of that issue in someone's life. I was solving a problem for them, which is why it sold well. Another one is going to be relationship products / gifts. Now, this is another great area to sell in. Reason being, you are selling them based off of the emotion. So if I were to, let's just say I had a girlfriend and I wanted to buy her something special, someone ran an ad for some sort of product that made me feel some type of way where I'm like, oh my God, she would love this, which by the way, this is not me. I'm not like that. I wouldn't actually do this. But if I were to, I could see a product and be like, oh my God, this girl would love this and she would think so highly of me, whatever. So I buy the product and whatever, I give it to her. In my eyes and my whatever, the way I feel, I'm basically getting emotionally invested into this product, and I will always be like that if I were to be in a relationship. And when people are in relationships, they think emotionally, and if they see a product and they're like, oh my God, she would love this or he would love this, whatever, this is what he's been asking for. You guys can sell a lot of products in this niche and in this area. And the cool thing is, people are always going to be dating. This is an evergreen niche where every time of like literally every single month you can do extreme amounts of revenue. It's not like you're going to be selling seasonal products where you can only sell it for Christmas and then that's it. So that's another great niche and area of products that you can sell. A lot of stuff that people sell in that are jewelry and stuff like that, like personalized jewelry, just overall like jewelry, rings, necklaces, bracelets, stuff like that sells really well. Keychains, yeah, all that stuff. The next one is going to be pet products. Now, I'm pretty on the fence with pet products. I wanted to put it on here because there are some really cool pet products that I like and that I think would sell really well. But the only downside is the pet niche is a little bit competitive. I still wanted to add it on here. If you guys find a really secret and really good product in the pet niche, be sure to give it a shot, because think of how many people you personally know that have a dog or a cat. I'm just naming those because those are the most common pets that people have. So if someone were to have a dog or a cat, that's pretty normal. There are a large percentage of people in the US have pets. So selling a pet product, you can scale those products to the moon pretty quickly, which is why it makes a really good niche if you can find the right product that hasn't been oversaturated. This last niche that I think is really good and kind of slept on is construction gadgets and tools. There are a lot of weird gadgets and things that construction workers like that solve a simple problem that they have in their daily life, whether it's like not being able to cut tile properly or not being able to measure something or drill something the right way. There are a lot of cool gadgets in this niche. I'm not going to give you guys any specific ones, but overall, if you guys see some products in this area, definitely give them a shot, because they can sell really well, which I'll go over how to find all these products. Don't worry, I'm going to give you guys the sauce for everything. So we're just, again, going to go through all this criteria and stuff so you guys kind of know what to look for, because I want to make sure you guys can scan through products and kind of verify if a product is going to be good or not. Obviously, we're still guessing, but we're making a pretty calculated estimate because we want to have high probability of success on all the stores we run. We don't want it to be like where we're testing 30 products and only having one winner. That's not efficient at all. So now we're going to cover some bad products or niches that I really don't recommend you guys sell in. So the first isn't really a niche, but it's just products that are extremely large and don't sell for a high price. There are some products that have low sell price and the shipping is outrageous, and you will most likely not profit anything on these products, so don't beat yourself up for them. But there are some that look good and they look attractive, like the profit margins, until you talk with the suppliers about shipping. So just overall, watch out for this. If you're going to be selling a larger item, make sure it's selling for hundreds or like $1,000, because if you're not, shipping will literally kill you and you will have no profit. So yeah, I would stay away from larger items. I try to make my items something that I can hold in the hand, because it's usually really affordable for shipping. And then if I want to get the product into the US for holding inventory, it's easy to store and doesn't take up a whole lot of room. Now, the second, I personally stay away from products with liquids. Reason for that, shipping is a nightmare with liquids. I was just talking to my dropshipping agent, and he was just telling me, like, because I was looking to sell some sort of liquid product, and he was like, Sebastian, do not do that, because shipping is right now 2 to 3 times as long for liquid products for some reason. I think they go through some different type of screening. So I would definitely stay away from that for now, unless you're really skilled in like how to get it shipped faster. But overall, not liquids. Do not sell those. Examples would be like serums or like weird putties that solve a problem. They may sell well, but you may have some big headaches with shipping. So again, not liquids. The third thing is going to be iPhone accessories. This overall, it's just a really competitive niche. Some examples would be like fast chargers for your iPhone or the magnetic charging cord. The only exception I would give you guys for this is if you find a cool new iPhone accessory that hasn't been scaled yet or hasn't been scaled on a certain platform you're trying to run. So what I'm talking about is if you have a product that sold really well on Facebook but hasn't sold well on TikTok, you may want to give it a shot. But overall, I strongly recommend you guys stay away from iPhone accessories because they are really competitive. Now, you can get into them later down the road, but I'm just trying to set you guys up so you have, again, high probability of success. If you guys want success, you can't sell the really competitive products because you will have an extremely hard time running profitable ads. Something else I really recommend against is selling products that are just cool. They're not really like in any specific problem-solving product area or anything. They're just looked at like a cool product. Those are usually harder to sell. An example of that, I saw a sweatshirt that could go into a backpack. Like you could fold it up and it would go to a backpack. That's a cool product, but like it doesn't really solve that much of an issue, so it would be pretty hard to scale that product up. There are a lot of them like that, but overall, just try to make sure your product solves some sort of big issue for a lot of people. The next thing that I strongly recommend against, most of the time, again, this is most of the time, and this is me trying to set you guys up for success early on, but it's going to be personalized items. You guys can still give it a shot. This is just my recommendation, but overall, you usually will have longer shipping times and longer production times, which is not good for your customers unless you have it under control and have a good relationship with your supplier. So I'm not 1000% saying like don't do this. I have friends that are doing really well with personalized goods and keychains and gadgets and stuff. The products sell well. The issue is the suppliers. So if you can, again, make sure you have a good connection and relationship and system set up with your supplier, you can definitely sell in this niche, but just do it with caution and make sure that you have everything dialed in so that you guys don't have upset customers, because you can't really build a long-term and successful brand if you have customers that hate you. I'm going to be completely honest. Now, product availability, this is the last thing I want to, or I have one more slide after this. Product availability, basically before you're picking a product, just make sure there are multiple suppliers for the product in case anything goes wrong with any of them. Or if you want to negotiate pricing or do anything like that. I've had products where there aren't many suppliers and I have to just deal with one, and it is a nightmare. I'm currently doing that with one of my brands, which is good kind of because like it's not competitive, but on the flip side, I can't switch suppliers, which mine is becoming a bit of a headache, so it's a little bit of an issue. So yeah, I would strongly recommend making sure that you have potentially multiple suppliers. I've done it where I've contacted one and they've given me an outrageous price, and then I contact another one and they give me amazing pricing. So you always need that potential to chat with other ones and just make sure you're getting a good deal for your product. Also, some of the times the suppliers can be a bit of, excuse my language, but they can be kind of assholes. Like they can just not value you and treat you like crap, and I don't know, like basically just tell you to F off until you actually start spending money with them. I've had that happen where I try to negotiate and they're like, nope, just order with us and then eventually we'll take care of you. And it's like, okay, you can't really expect to build a relationship with me if you're going to act like that. So always have the option to find other potential suppliers for your product so that you can be in control and not be at the will of the one supplier for the product. Next thing, verify that your supplier can ship the product to your desired country. I've had times where I believe I was trying to sell in Brazil, which if you guys don't know, Brazil is extremely hard to get goods into, and I sold products there and then I couldn't really get products into the country, so I had to shut that whole store down. So just overall verify that your supplier can get the product to your customer with ease, because again, that's the whole point of this, is just providing value to the customer. Now the last point, do not sell a product with low inventory. It can be a real headache. Example, if you guys are selling a product and you're using AliExpress, maybe the supplier only has like 20 products left of a certain variant of your item or of that one item. You could be fulfilling orders fine, and then someone else scales the product up and sells all the inventory, and now you have orders still coming in and you don't have any way to fulfill it, which is why this goes back to number one, have multiple suppliers in case anything goes wrong. So if this does somehow happen, you want to make sure you're set and you have a backup plan, because you always want to plan for the worst and have a plan of attack for that. So that is product availability. Now, this is an example of a good winning product. This is a store that I believe I made a YouTube video. I should have by now. They're doing around 130 million monthly visits on their site. I'm not going to show you the whole store right now, but yeah, doing probably 30 to 50 million in revenue monthly. And this was one of the products that they're selling and they're actively running ads for. I found it like weeks ago, and then I started searching on Google, where I referred to you guys how I said I wanted to see what people price the products for by searching on Google. That was how I found this store. So they're selling it for $32 and it's on Alibaba for $6. I'm going to assume shipping is maybe like $5 to $10. So they're at a 2x markup if it's $10 shipping, but if it's $5, they're right around the 3x markup. So this is a pretty solid example of a winning product. What the product is, it's basically a fishing rod holder. So it holds the rod right here, and then when a fish gets on the line, it drops the, like this thing somehow drops, and then it sets the hook. So it sets the hook in the fish's mouth and gets him hooked in. And then if you're the one watching your fishing rod, you can just pick up the rod and start reeling in the fish. So it solves the problem for people. They don't have to actively hold their fishing pole. They can set it. Maybe if they are in a place where fishing, it takes a little bit more time to actually catch a fish, so they don't want to get their arms all sore. So yeah, they can just set this up, and then once a fish bites, it hooks them and gets the hook set, and then they're good to go. So that is overall product criteria, just what you want to look for price of the product, and then what niches to sell, what niches not to sell in, and all of that stuff. Hopefully you guys got value, and let's get into the next video.